We're back on the 100th day of the Obama administration. With us is White House Senior Advisor David Axelrod. David, thank you for joining us right now. I'm very interested in the health care issue. I admit it, I talk about it all the time. Do you have any assurances from Senator Specter, who's now a Democrat, that he'll help you with getting a health care bill through this year?
Well, I think he's interested in health care as well, Chris. But let's be clear. You know, one thing about Arlen Specter is he's independent. You know him very, very well. He's going to be independent as a Democrat just as he was as a Republican, so I don't think he's going to be rubber stamping anything, but I think he is very interested in health care. It's been an area of interest of his, and I hope that he'll be part of the coalition we build.
You mentioned that he's independent. He is that. I'm not sure he's a visceral Democrat. I think we can agree on that, nor was he a visceral Republican. He's his own guy in many ways. But what do you make about this situation? Suppose a congressman, the former Admiral Joe Sestak, were to run in the Democratic primary in Pennsylvania for the Senate nomination. Would the president actively oppose a lifelong Democrat against this new guy?
The president has made it clear that he supports Senator Specter.
Even against
Chris,
a Democrat?
He's not supporting him against anybody. He's supporting him because he appreciates the decision he made. He appreciates his support on the economic recovery package. So he's indicated that he'll strongly support Senator Specter. Governor Rendell has done the same, and
right.
and that's where they'll be.
So it's a deal. He will support Specter against even a seasoned, respectable major Democrat like Sestak or Allison Schwartz or Pat Murphy. Even if one of those heavyweights from the southeastern Pennsylvania were to run, your president would back Specter against the Democrat.
I've not changed my answer from 30 seconds ago, no.
I'm just rubbing it in.
I know, I sense that.
Okay.
Only if a prominent television commentator jumped in would that be a conflict for us, but
okay.
Other than that, no.
Okay, I got that. I didn't want that, but I'll take that. Let me ask you about the real challenges for your administration. You did have a wonderful 100 days. You got the stimulus package, the expansion of the money supply, the recapitalization of the banks. You're going after the public-private with the toxic assets. I see a lot of this transparent, and the president, I think, has done a good job explaining it. I think you've helped, too. The question is, where do we go? If you have to look at this, are we out of this recession? According to what we're hearing today, we're on our way out of the recession. The market went up almost 200 points today. Is that your view?
My view is that we're making progress, Chris, but I would be, it would not be right to say that I believe we're out of the woods by any stretch. The president said repeatedly that he thinks we're headed in the right direction, but this is going to be a rough year. I think it still will be. And one of the points that I think we have to understand here is that employment is always a lagging indicator, even when growth begins. So that, you know, we want to put people back to work. That's our goal. We want people in good jobs. We want incomes growing. And when that happens, we know that we've arrived at where we want to go, but it's going to take a while. I think the American people know it's going to take a while, but they also know, I think, that we're moving in the right direction. One of the great things in the first 100 days is not just what we've been able to do, but the fact that the American people, I think, have a much brighter view of the future today than they did 100 days ago, and that's a very positive thing.
One of the most stunning things to happen in American politics is the selection of the Secretary of State by President Obama, Senator Clinton, who was his rival and won 18 million votes. Is there a sense that she can be helpful to this administration on the economic front, politically at home? In other words, over the next year or two, if it is rough going, that she can bring the Clinton coalition to bear on behalf of the president?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I would say this, Chris. She's got her hands full. We've got a lot of challenges in the world, and she's working tirelessly at them. So we're not thinking about ancillary uses of the Secretary of State when you think about Pakistan and Afghanistan and the Middle East and North. You know, her dance card is pretty full.
How's she doing?
Great. I think it's been a wonderful partnership. The president chose her because he knew her as a rival and a colleague, as someone who was smart, tenacious, well-prepared, had a great knowledge of the world, and all of that is coming into play. And she's been a great leading light of the administration.
Was he inspired by Jimmy Smith's character picking Alan Alda in West Wing when he beat him for the nomination, or actually beat him for the presidency? Was he as inspired as I was by that move?
I don't know how inspired you were, and I haven't talked to him about that particular episode in the series, but I will say, you know that one of his favorite books is Team of Rivals.
Yeah.
And I think he was inspired by that. Mostly he was inspired to make that appointment by his knowledge and his sense of then Senator Clinton, and I think his instincts have proven out.
Let's come back and a little more time with David Axelrod. Thanks for joining us. We'll be right back with David Axelrod, Senior Advisor to President Obama.